then just a couple months ago, I would say about 4 or 5 months ago, he tried to commit suicide because I wasn't there. Even here, I wasn't there enough for him. He tried to slit his wrists, and thankfully he didn't succeed, and he went through a lot of pain, you know, healing up from him. And I told him, you know, I was there, and he asked me, he goes, why could you not be there for me then like you are now? And that's when I had to explain to him what happened, what I did. And he was just like, he couldn't, I don't think he could grasp it. I don't know if I could put it into words. He didn't have to say anything for me to know. It was just that look in his face when I went to the hospital, and it was the look of shame. He was worried about being yelled at. He was scared for what he had done, realizing what he could have lost, and then just overall fear. And then he didn't have to say a word. And when he saw me, he just started crying. He goes, all I wanted was to see you. I said, you didn't have to go cut your wrist for me to come see you. All you gotta do is call, I will come, you know? And I've been there. At his age. I tried the same thing when I was 13. My sister passed away. And I tried 4 times and nothing was successful, thank goodness. And so it's kind of weird that he was the same age as me. And I think he felt like he lost me. And so I understand where he's coming from, but I don't think I could really put it into words how he felt. It's just that look, you know. You don't see it very often, especially on your kids. It's not something you should see on your kids. My daughter, I don't know if she really knows. But he was affected really bad. He was really depressed and didn't think I wanted him. And I mean, like I told him, I said, son, I've got 4 kids. You're my only son, so that makes you more special than any of them. You know, I can have girls all day long. He goes, but I only have 1 son. I think that kind of, you know, brought him back around. Plus, you know, he says, I'll never try it again. He goes, I'll never get that bad. He goes, you can call me anytime. And he calls me. He'll either call or text. I get it a couple of times a week just to make sure everything's okay. But he went through it worse than any of them. When they pushed a 13-year-old to try to commit suicide because his daddy wasn't there. That really was something that weighed heavy on me, and it still does. And I promised him I'd never disappear again, and I don't plan on it. It pretty much, it hit me at the core. That's, you know, I started feeling like I was my own father. My own father didn't care. He was gone, you know. My parents divorced when I was 3, and I seen him maybe once a year, every 2 or 3 years. I always vowed I wouldn't be like my father. Well, I turned into that. I disappeared. So I'm working on not being that way now. And I think they appreciate it, you know, but it scared me. It scared me. I would stay all night at the hospital with him. He was in there for a few days. I was in there with him because they were making sure his mental state was stable before they let him go. And I'd work, and then I'd go and spend all night with him there, you know, or whatever. I was tired at the time, you know, but it was worth it. I mean, it wasn't something. I told him, look, I got to go to work. I'll be back in 10 hours, 11 hours, you know, something like that. I'll be back. And I think after the second day, second, third day, he realized that I was being honest. I was going to show back up. So all you got to do is call. Something happens, I'm at work, call. Here's the office number. That'll get me, you know. But yeah, it's something I hope I never have to go through with any of my other kids. I know I'll never have to go through it with him again.